99% of the global adult population consumes it daily. And for most of us, it's so common we don't really think about it. But its history goes back to the beginning of time, and without it, humans wouldn't exist. Yes, we use it to enhance the flavors of our foods, but there was a time it was considered as valuable as gold. It was used for currency, mummification, and food preservation. It has been a key ingredient in purification rituals, helping heal wounds, and curing animal hides. It's used to ferment vegetables, remove odors, prevent mold, and soften water. It can be an antiseptic, a toothpaste, a face scrub, and a rotten egg detector. It'll soothe your sore throat, reduce your inflammation, take care of those wine stains, and kill bacteria. It cleans copper, brass, pewter, and rugs, porcelain, wood, pots, and pans. They use it for paper making, plastic making, cloth dyeing, and weed killing. It'll de-ice your roads and ward off evil. It's safe to say it has earned its nickname as the mineral that changed the world. And for all of those reasons, and because our very first guest has a few things to say about it, that's why this week's On Brand is on Morton Salt.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with John and Marissa.
I'm John.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Teri. Okay, I had to listen to that with my eyes closed because that's the way I'm used to listening to you guys, is like not seeing you.
You can leave the room if you want. We'll just do this, just shout through the
We
through
have
the
some
glass.
blindfolds we can give you.
Yeah,
if
we'll
it's
put
more
a sheet
comfortable.
over you. And Ghost Teri Hatcher. Oh my God, you guys, I don't even know what to say. I'm like I have so much to say right now.
This is so exciting. This is so fun. If you're watching the episode, we are in studio. We snuck in on a Saturday, unbeknownst to the big boss.
Don't tell Podcast One. We're using the big boy.
It feels very take your kids to work day, us being here, because we're really not used to like a real podcast studio. But we had to roll out the red carpet for our very special guest.
You were too embarrassed to have Teri Hatcher in your home.
That is true. Maybe on an Irma day. Maybe Irma
That's
cleans
what you
the
would
house
always
twice
say.
a
You
month.
should not be. You absolutely should not be.
Teri,
Irma will be
trust
slipping
me.
out the back door right as you come in. And this is my move if I just have a house cleaned and somebody comes over who I want to impress. I go, sorry, it's such a mess. And then in their mind, they're like, well, it's not messy at all. Her house must be really clean on a good day. Maybe someday I'll let you in to see my filth.
I'm so excited to
Yay!
be here. I
I'm-
love your podcast.
Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
obsessed and have been from the beginning.
You have been such a loyal fan from the very beginning. You gave us a shout out in Us Weekly magazine, which was when I was like, okay, she actually does like our show because you're not going to mention us. It was like your favorite things were like the substance and us. And I was like, okay.
And I have no regrets. I have no regrets. I would choose it again.
I mean, people don't watch The Substance every week. They do watch us every week.
They do
So
watch
there
us
you
every
go.
week,
There you
luckily.
go.
Yeah, so we have been friends for a very long time. This is one of the first things we've done professionally. And the funny thing about us being friends is I don't really talk to you about the fact that you're a television icon, that you were the world's favorite Lois Lane, that you were a desperate housewife. Then I moved to LA because I love sitcoms, and you were on Frasier, you were on Murphy Brown, you were on
Seinfeld.
Night Court, you were...
You're going way back.
I know. But those were the shows that I loved.
Yeah.
Like, those are literally why I came out here. And I
Wow.
know that they were probably so exciting and amazing for you to do when you did. They weren't like... You weren't on those shows as a regular.
Do you know what's funny? That you said that, it makes me think, because they were one-off experiences, I actually have pretty vivid memories about all of those shows, as opposed to if you ask me about Desperate Housewives, I don't know.
I did this
I
week.
don't know what happened. I don't remember anything.
It's
You
all
know,
a blur.
It is all
but
a
you
blur.
must have been nervous that the first day showing up to set, for Seinfeld. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Oh, my gosh. Totally. Yes, totally.
When you did the Seinfeld thing, did you know? I mean, if you haven't seen the Seinfeld episode, it's one of the big moments in Seinfeld where
Yeah.
you have the big line. They're trying to figure out if your breast are real or not.
Right.
At the end, spoiler, it's been out for 25 years.
25 years, honey.
30. I can't do math. How however long it's been out, and you reveal that yes, they're real and they're spectacular,
Right.
and like it was such a like.
Now they're just real.
no.
These days, that is an accomplishment also.
Well, true.
I'm sure many of our listeners still think they're spectacular.
Yeah.
But you were that was such a big moment. You were brought back for the finale too. You were
Right.
like, I mean, you're not in Seinfeld, but you're like an iconic piece of that show. Like, did you know that at the time? Like when you first did the first episode, were you like, wow, that was a moment?
Well, I was very nervous. I mean, things I remember, crazy things, like Jerry always wore white tennis shoes. And I think there was like a thing where he would just get new white tennis shoes all the
Yeah,
time. I mean, I don't know if that's like myth or legend, if that's true.
Never wore the same shoe twice.
I'm sure that's probably not true, but maybe it is.
I
don't know.
heard that
It is,
about
it's
Britney
not.
Spears and thongs. Like when Britney Spears was at the peak of her Britney, she would wear a thong once and then throw it away.
I heard the same thing about Justin Bieber. He would only wear underwear once and then throw it away.
Is that really
That's when you
true?
know you've made it.
Wow.
I
Are
mean,
you
why
throwing
throw it
away your
away?
underwear
Or
yet?
you just don't care about the environment. I don't know. It's
You
one or
could
the
all
other.
sell them and make a good amount of money.
Right? I mean, that's where we would go.
Yeah.
I would like those used underwear, please.
Exactly.
Anyway, the kind of things that stick are that I remember Jason Alexander said to me, this being on the show is really lucky for people. Something really good is probably about to happen for you.
Wow.
And right after that, I got Lois and Clark.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
And so that
Which,
was...
by
so-
the way, her husband last night was like, she is Lois. Like, she is my Lois Lane.
Oh, like in his heart and soul, Lois Lane. And
Oh.
this morning, as I was getting ready, he's so excited. I'm sure you're so. Are you tired of people saying like, "Oh, my husband is in love with you"? Or
No, I mean, sometimes as people have said that to me over the years, like I always say, I'm so sorry. But you know what? When you're 61
Sure.
and you've been in this business and had ups and downs for over 3 decades, and anybody tells you they like anything you've ever done or whatever, all you can do is be
Thank
like,
you.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
he is
Yeah.
a huge fan. When I was getting ready this morning, he told me a story. When he was like 10, I don't know exactly what year it would have been that Lois and Clark came out, but he was staying with a family friend, like someone from his baseball team, because his mom was getting surgery for cancer.
Oh, wow.
And he was staying with this family. And he it's not like he was like devastated or really profoundly impacted by this, but the family who he was staying with, at night, when it was time for them to watch their show, they were like, well, what do you want to watch? And he's like, I watch Lois and Clark. And they're like, we're kind of a Sequest family. And so the son was like, I want to watch Sequest. And then the mom was like, no, like his mom is having surgery for cancer. Let him watch Lois and Clark. So they watched Lois and Clark, and the son is kind of like, rolling his eyes the whole time because he wanted to watch Sequest.
Right.
But it was like, it was his show. And you were his, like, I mean, still to this day, it has not waned.
He probably
That's
had
such
the
a cute memory. And you know,
Yeah.
that was, I mean, I remember that was the first like big hit I
Yeah.
ever was on. And it was such a big deal that we beat the Steven Spielberg show. Like
Unbelievable.
crushed it, actually.
Yeah, I know, right? And at that time, it was probably like 200 million people were watching.
Oh,
it.
yeah. It's like
That
half
was
of the
true.
country's watching
Yeah,
it because
isn't
there's
that
nothing
nuts?
else to do.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And you got like an iconic poster out of that too, didn't you? Had like the Kate poster from.
Oh yeah, that was I was the wrapped kind of like naked shouldered in Superman's cape. That was the like broke the internet, you know,
Yeah,
but it was
sure.
like in, you know, the 1800s, clip clop times.
It was clip clop.
So-
It was clip clop,
So-
but it
Sure,
still
there
broke.
was a rumpled
The
copy.
one computer was like, but it was like the Farrah Fawcett poster and
Yes.
then the Terry Hatcher
Yeah. Isn't
Isn't
Superman
that
poster.
crazy?
You like
it's really like it happened to someone else. I mean, you know me. I'm just
I thought you were going to
whatever,
say
I'm
you
just-
know because you have an Emmy.
well, also
You're
yes,
right. I know you.
but I'm just like normal. It
Yeah.
just
Right.
it's hard to compartmentalize that.
Mm.
Mostly my takeaway from all of it is that how fun it is to have been a part of different projects that have provided entertainment to different generations
Yeah.
across a long amount of time.
So, what made you want to do Salt?
Oh, well, did you bring it up or did I bring it
think
up?
I presented it because we've never had a guest before. I didn't want to have a guest just to have a guest.
Sure, yeah.
I wanted them to have a relationship to the brand that we do. And I have been to your house many times. You have, I counted when I was there this week. A minimum of 175 pairs of salt and pepper
I
shakers.
think it's
Okay.
over 250.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
I
you might
maybe
have
didn't go in
missed
all
a
the rooms.
window
It's
last
kind of hard
year.
because they start to get like you were like, is that a set?
Did you
can't-
go up in the living room?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you go behind both sets of curtains?
Well, no, I'm not psychotic.
Oh, okay.
I went under your bed, in her shower,
Sure.
your underwear
and
drawer.
it's kind of like they kind of are disguised. You could just think it's a little trinket, and then
Well, they're all along all of her window ledges. So
okay.
in the kitchen,
Sure.
in the living room. And so I was like, well, salt and pepper, and you're a foodie. Like,
Yeah.
you're a self-proclaimed
Yes.
foodie. After Desperate Housewives, you went to France and did...
No, I didn't go to France, but I did go to Le Cordon Bleu.
Oh, I thought
and
that
so
was in
I
France.
no, there was one in Pasadena, which is like France light.
You went to
It's
France.
France of
France
LA,
light.
sure.
But I did go as an actual student, in the little chef's outfit with no
fun.
makeup and the hat, like, because you're not allowed to wear makeup because your mascara could fall in the food or whatever. I mean,
Right.
it was a whole lots, trimmed nails. It's a college course. Like you get a degree, and
We are too. Not to, like, I don't know if you've
We're
heard
curriculum.
we're curriculum, but
Oh, I did hear because I'm a fan of the podcast, so I do know that. Anyway, and so funny enough, though, even though I've cooked my whole life, and I didn't really realize until cooking school about the importance of seasoning.
Yeah.
And I mean, in French cooking school, salt is, if you underseason your protein, it's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a capital F on your grade. Actually, one time after I went to cooking school, I competed on Chopped for.
Oh, honey, I've seen
she
the
wants to
episode.
For charity. And one of the highlights of my takeaway from that day was that Chef Zakarian, who was one of the judges,
Yeah.
he actually commented on how well seasoned my steak was. And
There
I was
you
just
go.
like, yeah, and I did it medium rare, which is the way you're supposed to. But I was very excited. So
Yeah.
I mean, salt isn't, you can't cook without salt.
It brings out the flavor in everything.
I was blown away by your list.
Thank you.
I mean,
Yes.
that was a fantastic intro.
thank you.
I mean,
Yeah, sure.
I kind of think about how I use salt in my cooking, but yeah, you're right. Like I
It's
also take
everywhere.
it's everywhere.
For
Yes.
manufacturing,
And has
for-
been since the beginning of time, like you
really since the
said.
beginning of time. It's kind of crazy.
I'm glad salt is getting its moment in the sun because
Finally.
we're just using it, interacting. We don't even appreciate it. So this is
It took us 3 years.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
like, we're fine. Okay, I guess we'll do salt. I loved something that you told me about a dish that you make because it reminds me of a dish that my friend Mandy makes. She makes spanakopita, and it takes her so long and so much love to make it. She never makes it for me. By the way, Mandy,
Because that's like phyllo dough.
it's
You have to
layers
roll
upon
it,
layers. But
yeah.
you have like an eggplant casserole that you make for people,
Yeah.
and you called it something like
Yeah,
this
I
means
call
I-
it the I Must Love You a Lot eggplant casserole because it takes about 8 hours to
Oh
make it.
my
And I make
gosh.
it pretty much only at Christmas.
And salt is a
as
big part of that.
Well, the thing that's part of it is that, and I happen to believe this, and I did learn this in cooking school, but it's been evidenced by me doing it multiple times since. The way you treat eggplant with salt or don't before you cook it, I think really makes a difference in the texture and how it ends up being in your mouth. And a lot of people, eggplant is a questionable. People will be, yeah, I hate eggplant.
Yeah.
Right.
I think when people say that, it's because it hasn't been treated right. And so the way you treat it right is you have to sweat it first for at least a half an hour. I think I do an hour. So you slice it all, for in my case with this casserole, very thinly. And then I put actually this chunkier kosher salt over it. And it sits there and you just see the water come out of the eggplant. And then you rinse it off and squeeze it out. And so it makes the food itself like just take on a different texture. But I go through a serious amount of salt when I
You
do
have a
that.
lot of salt. Yeah, you keep a good amount of salt. It's crazy how food, like what you were saying, people are like, I don't like that. Like broccoli or broccolini. I've had broccolini many times and it was like kind of like
Sure,
whatever.
yeah.
But then you have really good charred, like lemon, salted broccolini, and you're like, it elevates it. Like I think you mentioned one of the big chefs saying that's what salt does. Pepper changes the flavor of food, but salt enhances the flavor.
Enhances it.
Sure.
Yeah. It also, I guess, technically, like, kind of lessens the bitterness that you taste.
I've
Respond
heard people
to.
do that if you have a bad cup of coffee, you can put a pinch of salt in it and it'll cancel the bitterness.
Also, if you're having like, I mean, I could say like that time of the month, like bingey kind of, like, but it could be really, and it doesn't have to be provoked by it being that time of the month. It could be for whatever emotional reason you're in a bingey kind of mood, if you take a little bit of salt and put it on your tongue, it'll sort of knock off you wanting to eat a bag of
interesting.
M&Ms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
House sit for this woman. You want a bag of M&Ms, which I do find your candy in your living room. And one time I went and all the candy was gone. I was like, Teri Hatcher, where the hell is the candy?
She
Because
knew
the
you were
time I had
coming.
been before, it was like decked out in like movie theater candies. You just never know what you're going to get in that cabinet. But you do get a lot of salt at her house. And you shoot at your home. You were really embracing social media, I would say. I see you in my TikTok a lot. You've got an Instagram channel. You do a sandwich series where now everyone knows the sandwiches that you love to make. I've been lucky enough to have been to 2 parties of yours where I think I told you about it. She does or did like a build your own grilled cheese.
Yes,
station.
he told me. Yeah.
So like you would go there and you have like all the breads and all the jams and all the this.
It's such
the
a good
cheeses.
idea for a party, like
It's
a DIY.
such a good
Remember I
idea.
told you that was something I talked about. I went to a party with a baked potato bar and something it
right.
it got everybody like on their feet. It's so fun to build your own grilled cheese sandwich bar. Is such a
You
good
just
idea.
get everything like caramelized onions is a big
Yes.
thing. You
Oh,
want to have that, and
good.
I do all the prosciuttos and the salamis. I even like do duck and like I make it pretty
A
gourmet.
bougie grilled cheese,
You know,
yeah.
every kind of brilliant cheese you would want, and like you said, the jams and roasted sun-dried tomatoes, roasted tomatoes. Yeah,
And then
it's
you cook the
arugula.
sandwiches. Like
And
we
then I
put it all
cook the
together and you just
sandwich,
hand it over to Teri Hatcher
and I
like
just stand there.
come back 5 minutes later and you have a grilled cheese sandwich.
It's a good party that for a small amount of people that end up in the kitchen.
Yes,
like you're
for
just
sure.
all kind of in the kitchen.
Do
which
you
I love.
see him when he comes to your house with like a big Tupperware to take leftovers home, or does he
I
keep
don't
that
have-
from you?
I don't need. I know where she has her Ziploc.
Oh.
Yeah, so
That's the nice thing about her house. I
Yeah.
don't even have to come with anything.
I never notice when I come back things that have disappeared.
There you
It's-
go. That's good.
I'm
Let's keep
pretty
it that
gentle
way.
with
Let's
what I
keep it
take.
that way.
But I will.
But I do. The ice machine seems to be important.
I went through like
Yeah.
2-3 cycles of full ice machine this last time I was there. I love that ice machine.
I've been trying to get him to set up his ice maker. We'll see. And this last visit to your house, he might have tipped him over the edge because he was like, it was really nice to not have to leave the house to get ice. I'm like, yes,
The day-
obviously.
I just don't understand why. So I have the ice machine, which I've considered buying for him as a gift because mine's like pretty small.
Yeah.
But I've heard you guys. My ice machine, you don't think is small?
Well, my kitchen's 9 feet by 9
But that's
feet. So.
I've heard you talk about that, so I'm like, but I think mine is on the small side.
Yes.
for
Probably.
Some
that.
of them are like big,
It
like
just
a mini
fits,
fridge.
you know,
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
counter. And but I've heard you say that, so I thought, well, I'm not going to get it for him because he
won't
does
use it.
has no
I
place
mean,
to
he
put
I'm
has
it.
sure
one
it'll
in his
fit.
car
Now
right
that
now.
I think about it, I'm quite certain
But
it would
this
fit.
last house cat sitting visit,
Mm-hmm.
he asked me before he came over, "Is the ice machine working?" And I said, "You know, actually, it's not been on for a while because I didn't clean it, and I
Sure,
don't even know
yeah.
if it needs to be cleaned, but I just haven't had it off
Yeah.
because also in my freezer I have a drawer of like automatic." Ice cubes.
Sure.
So I actually took a picture of the ice cubes in the freezer and I was like, are these
Is this
good
enough?
And apparently they weren't because when I came home from New York, the ice machine was all set
There
up.
you go.
and perfect.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
I was aware of
You
this.
like the little nibble
I
ice.
was
goes
aware
through a
of the
lot.
second. I know about that drawer, and I do use that drawer for water. It's just a different ice.
Yeah.
There's something special about those little pellets. The
It's
whole
true.
last day I'm at your house, I first thing in the morning I fill one of my. I have like 6 of these containers.
Sure, yeah.
I spend the day packing those with ice, and then letting it make more so I can pack the next one. So when I leave the house, I've got 6 full things. Of,
Honey, we have got to find a place in
Teri
your
Hatcher ice.
kitchen to put one of these machines up. It seems like it's important. To you.
It's kind of
agree.
important. All right. We know about all your TV accomplishments. We know that you are a foodie and you have done a lot with food. But there's one thing that you have done that I think is the most important thing that you have done in your entire life. And I've never really talked to you about it.
Oh.
You've met Andy Warhol.
Oh.
You
Wow.
have met and talked to Andy, beep it out, Warhol.
Right. And he
I'm not even kidding. I have goosebumps. The thought
and
of
he
you.
took a Polaroid of me.
Oh, I know. I look at the Polaroid every time I'm at your house. You have a signed Polaroid that Andy Warhol took of you that says Teri, Andy Warhol on it,
Unbelievable.
and a framed Native American poster of a piece of art he did
Wow.
that says, which, by the way, not to poke fun, I could not figure out for the life of me, one of the times I was house sitting, how to turn on the light above your table. The light switch is behind the Warhol. You have to go to the Warhol, lift it
You
from
shouldn't
the wall.
have to tamper with artwork
That's
to
what
turn
I'm
on a light.
saying.
I know.
And then like slide your hand behind the Warhol and click the light on. But you've met Andy Warhol.
Wow,
And
where did you meet him?
The first job I ever had in Hollywood, and the weirdest way I got into this business in the first place, was as a dancing, singing mermaid on the Love Boat.
Oh my God. Wow.
And so we were basically glorified extras. I
Yeah.
did 22 or 25 episodes, and every episode we would do the blackjack dealing in the casino. We would hand out towels on the Lido deck, and then we would do a dance number that we would sing to in the little lounge.
Oh, cute.
And so we would be rehearsing that all week, and then they would film it. And so we would meet these. I didn't realize that Emerson's, one of my daughter's name is Emerson, one of her favorite movies is Singing in the Rain. She's obsessed with Donald O'Connor, as am I. And anybody.
Yes.
I have an autographed picture to me from Donald O'Connor, which my daughter was like,
Wow.
Mom,
How?
where have you been all my life? Like, how do I not know this? Anyways, met Betty White, like the people.
Yeah.
And one
that's
of
a fun
the
crew.
people who came as a character on the show was Andy Warhol.
Wow.
And so he had a story about taking pictures and whatever. And one of the scenes, I happened to be, like I said, a glorified extra in a bathing suit around the Lido deck of the pool. And in the scene, he's walking by, like taking pictures with his Polaroid. And I don't even think that made it into the edit, like that actual moment. But he did give me the picture, and I had him sign it. Yeah.
Did you have any
That's
sort of
incredible.
conversation with him or anything?
I don't remember
Not
that.
really.
And I have to say, I did not appreciate it as often I think happens to young people.
Sure.
I don't think. I mean, I just didn't appreciate what I had at the
Right.
time. So much so that poster sat rolled up in a paper, in a tube, in a poster tube, for 15 years.
Wow.
Before I realized what it was and was like, geez, I should probably put this in a frame and hang it up.
What made you realize it? Was it just on your own?
I think as I grew up not around Hollywood. I didn't grow up with parents who were particularly in the arts or were like big literary people or particularly culturally forward. Like I
just wasn't on your radar. Yeah.
I wasn't exposed. And so I think as an adult, in coming into who am I and what do I care about and what am I learning about and everything as it trickles out into the world, includes everything. I love art, and I became a person that would go to museums and that would want to understand who these artists were and what their story was. And so as I learned as probably a 30-year-old, like who he was, and I started to go, oh, geez, this
was a
is
big
actually
deal.
very important. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What are you more jealous of, the Warhol or the ice maker?
Oh my
If you
God.
had to pick.
I can't. There's not enough. Al will get mad. The show will be too long if I have to debate between those two things. I can't. There's no way. I actually have, and I'm not bragging about this. Our friend that I met you through, Leah, gave me for my birthday one year a signed Warhol poster. And that is like a prized possession to me.
Yeah.
Like I'll just stand in my living room and be like, Andy Warhol made
Put
that
pen to
and
paper.
signed
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Like it's just, I don't know what it is about him, but I just love him. But I thought that was fantastic.
That is so cool.
Thank you for sharing.
What a life. What a life.
But I feel like we should probably start talking
probably
about
start talking
salt.
Absolutely.
Salt.
I mean, it's really basically covered the whole world. Like, so we have a
know.
lot to talk
We have
about.
a lot to talk about. I tried
I
to
feel like
narrow
we're
it
starting
down.
in BC.
Oh, babe, we are. Oh, well, yeah.
This is what did we determine was pre-clip clop? It's just footsteps. Is that what it is? It's flip
It's
flop.
just flip flop
Flip-flop,
and then
flip-flop.
clip clop.
Okay.
We're definitely going back to clip clop times.
Okay. Take us there.
Before fire, maybe.
Yep. Pre-fire.
Pre-fire, yeah.
Pre-dinosaur. I don't pre-everything. All right. So we've already talked about why I picked Morton Salt. So as I mentioned, salt is an essential mineral for human life. It regulates our fluid balance, blood pressure. It works with our nerves and our muscle functions. It allows nutrients to be absorbed into our cells. It aids in digestion, and so on and so forth.
You know what I never understood about it?
What?
Why a little bit in water good, a lot in water bad?
Well, at the end of this, I say all the good things, and I'm like, but it also has. If you have the thing, here's why I can actually answer that. The next thing I have, we need so little of it.
Really?
The amount that the average person needs in a day is 1 1/10 of a teaspoon.
Oh, are you kidding?
1/10 of a teaspoon.
1/10 of a teaspoon. I feel like you could measure that in granules, like easy.
Yeah, it's like
5 grams.
nine crystals.
9 crystals.
That
crystals of
is
salt is
wild.
all you need in a day. So, and salt is now, especially in our country, not to poo-poo it, but it's in every. I mean, heavily, not probably in your house with.
I
the
had
things that you
some
buy, but-
Momofuku, the like instant
noodles.
noodles from Costco 6-pack. They're
Yeah.
really good, but it's like 58% of your like daily. So it's more than 9 granules.
It's a lot of salt.
It's
So
really
that's
good,
why
though.
little in water good, lot in water bad. Now, the roots of it in Roman times, which I thought was interesting, Romans were apparently given something called a salarium. And it's been debated what that means. Some people say that they were actually paid in salt to do what they had to do, or they were given a stipend to buy salt by doing the things that they
Salt
wanted
tokens.
to do. Salt tokens.
Okay.
What I found interesting from that is salarium eventually becomes where we get the word salary, and it's the same sort of thing.
Whoa.
So it was because they were being paid with that, and now
Wait, pull over.
I feel like a pullover.
I don't know. There's a couple
I
pullovers
love
in
your
here.
show
Salary?
so much. I know all the little things.
Teri Hatcher, you heard it. If you are driving right now, pull over your car and just think about what I just said. The word salary, where you're driving to
When
right
you're
now.
on the phone right now talking to your boss saying, I need a raise in my salary.
My salary.
Really, you're asking for more salt.
The SAL in
Wow.
in salary and
Wow.
salarium is Latin for salt.
Salt.
Wow.
I'm trying to think
Literally.
of other words that start with that mean salty. Saliva.
My,
Maybe.
Good, Mar.
Maybe.
Our salty saliva.
Salad.
It feels so
Salty
weird to sit
lettuce?
this close to you, too. I have to keep like, yes, yes, Marissa? Those are good
Touch
words.
you. Yeah, this is also hard for you because he doesn't like his friends to mix.
Oh, that's what
So
I meant
this
to
is
mention,
like-
too. My whole life, I keep my friend group separate. And when I was young, it was because, you know, when you're young, there's a lot more, like, big feelings. And, like, one friend group would all be mad at each other, and I could go to another friend group. But if all your friends are friends,
Were they mad because you had done something to
probably.
like destroy
Like, you all suck. I'll be over at the Teri group.
This is a whole other show, but that's an interesting character trait. I think I'm the opposite.
Oh,
I'm
you
the-
are.
I am too,
I'm
yes.
the
You like to
and
bring
I
them
and I think it's
together.
because I'm an only child, and so I've been trying to curate a bigger family my whole life.
That's
and so for my 60th birthday, I took 9 of my girlfriends, quite a few who did not know each other because they lived in different parts of the world or whatever, and we all went to my favorite place in the world, Cornwall, England. And can you believe
wow.
9 of my friends went to one of the hardest places? You have to it's like
Like a
planes,
ferry,
trains, and
it's a-
automobiles. Yeah, it's like a big time plane and then a 7-hour car ride
Yeah.
and then a thing and a thing.
So I'm not to step on your story. I'm not top 9.
This is my girlfriend.
Okay.
There were no.
He's always trying to weasel his way into a bachelorette party
I just want a
or a
free
bridal.
trip.
He
Someone
wants
pay-
both. He wants to get the free food
but
at
I
the,
will
at the bachelor
consider
party
it for
and
the
the bachelorette.
65th. I will. Yes, I will. But it was amazing to me how much they all loved each other, and now they're all friends.
Now
and
they're friends even
and they
beside you.
kind
Wow.
of talk. You know, it's
Yes.
That's
See,
nice.
John,
Anyways.
it's not, he had a birthday party in like Griffith Park like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Where miraculously everybody came together, and it did feel very surreal because these are just like side characters like
Yeah.
in your life that we
Yeah.
were able to.
I mean,
come
you've
from
heard
the
about
same
Teri
angle.
forever. And
Oh
she
my
knows
God,
you
yeah, and
forever.
all your friends, Liz.
This will be the only time
Christine,
you guys ever hang out.
I'm coming to dinner Friday night.
yeah. Try to weasel my way.
You're not trading numbers.
I'm going to the
grilled
next
cheese party.
what are those? What's the
Game
thing?
night.
The game
No,
night.
no, the thing.
Oh, an escape room.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
escape
coming to
Oh my
that.
God, we would love to.
Oh,
do
yeah.
an
I've
escape
done
room
an
with
escape
Teri.
room with you.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
She was at the one that I always say was the coolest escape room I ever
Oh,
did. That had
yeah.
like the remote control car. That like we had to see a
Oh, yes.
video, and you had to drive a car out, and like it was
Yes.
Every
insane.
time we do an escape room, we'll be like, that one was really good. That one was really fun. That might have been like my favorite one. And John's like, it was good. It wasn't as good as the one I did with Teri. There was a remote control that had a camera on a car, and you had 2 people that worked together. We're like, okay, get over it. There can be another escape room that is also good.
Ours, we've had some okay ones. So if you think the salary thing is cool, not only is that where that came from, but I'm sure you've heard the phrase "worth your salt." Like,
Yes.
they better be worth their salt.
Yeah.
That comes from
I
the
use it
same
daily.
place because it was like if they're going to be like if they're going to do this, they better be worth their salt. This salt is so expensive for me to give it to
Wow.
them that they better be really good.
Do they
at
not
their
know that
job.
salt comes from the ocean, essentially free?
Well, I mean, you gotta okay. It's like when I tell people I'm researching, like they're like, you Google. It's like it's a little deeper than that. Yeah, let's go see you pull an empire of salt out of the ocean.
I guess if it has to travel by like camel or something.
Yeah,
It is pretty crazy though to think about how important it has been for so long,
and how it's like now all us know it as like a dollar item that you buy at the grocery store and you just use every day.
Although I have like, you've seen, I have those like pink Himalayan salt crystals all over the house.
Yeah.
Like I have that too.
Yeah, the lamps.
Well, yeah, but I don't really light them up. I don't know why.
Can I tell you?
But it's a beautiful crystal.
I got
a big
one.
chunk of salt.
I got one of those free. I don't know, like 10 years ago. I knew it was called a Himalayan salt lamp.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was actually salt. And I had it on my front porch and it rained and that thing, not even kidding, disappeared. It just like melted. I walked outside, I was like, someone stole my lamp. And then the cord is just sitting there. They are really salt.
You should lick them. They're really salty.
We're going to get to licking salt in a little bit.
You ever lick your Himalayan salt?
I don't.
Pass by?
But that might be a little too intimate for our first meeting, Marissa.
Go to her house and ask her that. You ever lick that lamp? I see why John's
not licking it when he's sitting.
Wait, I just want to say all the fun things. Let's save that for off-brand.
You heard it. Teri Hatcher coming to off-brand. Salt also gets a bad rap because if you take too much of it, it can give you high blood pressure. If you take too much of it, it can give you a stroke or a heart failure.
If you're stranded in the ocean, you should not drink seawater.
God, how awful would that be? How thirsty you are, and all there is salt water around. So, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here just to celebrate salt. And we're 45 minutes in, and I'm finally going to say, let's talk about Morton Salt. All right, so Morton Salt. We're going to start with a guy named Julius Sterling Morton. Did he start Morton Salt? No. Did he have anything to do with it? Not really. But I want to talk about him for a minute. He's born in April 22, 1832, so solidly in clip-clop times.
His birthday was 3 days ago.
Yeah. And
Wow.
that will be important. He was born in New York. From a young age, he really liked two things, as all kids did: newspapers and nature. He went to the University of Michigan, and I did the math, 150 years to the date that Zingerman's would open up.
I was going to say, how close was it to Zingerman's?
Before my favorite sandwich would open up
good to
in
know.
across the street from the University of Michigan.
Wow.
He marries his school sweetheart, Carolyn Joy French, in 1854. The day they get married, they leave for Nebraska territory. Now, I am not super great on geography. I did not know do you know what Nebraska territory is?
Nope.
I'm going to say no.
It's basically a big chunk of land that eventually would become Nebraska, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Colorado, and Montana.
That's what
wow.
I thought.
But it hadn't been like cut up yet. It's like the Louisiana Purchase. Like, it's like a big chunk of land. That's how old this is. So they have a bunch of kids. I think they have 4 boys. I'm really only going to talk about one, Joy Sterling Morton, named after his mom.
It was a boy named Joy.
A boy named Joy.
A boy named Joy.
After
I know.
mom?
When I first saw it, I was like, good.
There's your movie.
I was gonna,
Matt
yes,
Damon,
this
a
is
boy
like
named
such
a boy named Joy.
story.
A boy named Joy.
A boy named Joy.
A boy named Joy.
You guys, if the fan, here's what I was worried about being your first guest. I was worried that your fans would be like, we don't want like some third wheel.
They think,
we like
she's
John
not a
and
real
Marissa.
brand freak.
No, we don't want. Yeah, so that's why it's important to me that people can see that. No, I actually am.
You're
So,
setting the
yes.
bar so high,
Yeah,
you might be our last guest.
I know. We're
Might
just
be
gonna
our
have
only
you,
guest.
We'll have you on every 3 months.
Okay, good. I'll
Quarterly.
do it. Okay.
All right. So Julius, the dad, he becomes the editor of the Nebraska newspaper. That brings him a lot of wealth. He gets into politics. In 1867, he takes 15-year hiatus from politics to focus on promoting agriculture in Nebraska. This guy loves trees. Nebraska was a treeless town at this time.
You're kidding.
Treeless.
Wow.
Not near a tree to be seen. You went through this in your neighborhood.
Wow.
There was like, you got trees planted along in Atwater Village because there
Yes.
wasn't enough trees in front of the storefront.
You have to get trees planted. Me and this guy have a lot in common.
You're a lot like Julius. So, let's
Wait,
see.
I just got to add, you know all those trees that go around the pool?
You plant?
I
yes.
planted all those trees.
I remember you telling me
like
that.
20 years ago. And that's why
Wow.
they're so big and
They're
beautiful now.
Incredible. Oh, and
I used to do a thing too, and this might be good for you. As my daughter graduated from sort of like hallmarks, like kindergarten or 6th grade or 8th grade or
planted
whatever.
a tree?
Fruit trees.
I'm gonna
so
cry.
now in my house, I have a blood orange tree, I have an apricot tree, I have a pomegranate tree, I have a plum tree, I have a fig tree, and a peach tree.
Oh my gosh.
And a couple, and lemon trees and kumquat trees.
The pomegranate tree. When you see a pomegranate just hanging on a tree, it's pretty great.
Isn't that great?
Because that always reminds me of old school. I'm a gay young boy watching like Martha Stewart, and she's showing you how to get the pomegranates out with a spoon. It seemed like such a foreign fruit, and I'm like, this just grows on this tree.
We had a pomegranate tree in our backyard, and I left one on the driveway, and my dad ran over it, and he got really mad because it left a big stain.
They do stain.
We just got in a new driveway.
Very true.
I'm sorry that you went.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
But trees, love trees.
I don't know if you've heard, but you may go off topic. You're allowed to. All right, so January 4, 1872, the same year that Vaseline came out.
Okay.
There's a state board meeting, and
Everyone's all lubed up to the gills. The new invention, Vaseline. Have you heard about this new product?
Sliding through town to get to the meeting with Vaseline-covered feet.
Okay, I feel like I have to tell the people that aren't watching, that are just listening, that Marissa just took her hands and was like rubbing them up and down, like as if you would be rubbing lotion on your head. It looked like she was ready to insert those Vaseline hands into
if
something.
your hand is in this shape,
oh yeah,
and there's Vaseline on it.
This is on brand.
Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
This
Sorry,
is on
you're
brand.
right.
It looks like you
Al,
needed.
can you blur this?
It looked.
Al, I'm going to do it too. Can you blur these?
It looked like you need a giant animal to approach, like an elephant or
There's
something.
a
I
calf
don't know.
stuck in a rear. I gotta get out.
I'm
You know
dead.
when they go in, you have to pull them out by the leg.
Oh, I've seen
When
it.
the calf gets
I've
stuck?
also watched A Simple Life. We've all seen the same show. I'm dead picturing this tree meeting, and everyone's just like in the thing, like Vaseline.
Yeah, it's the hot new thing. It's like when you tell me about a new TikTok trend.
Oh my God, the newest TikTok trend, it's insane. The newest TikTok trend is for young kids to run into the Scientology building and see how far they can get in before they get kicked out. And they're mapping out the building. So each one goes in with a video camera, and they're creating a map to figure out what it is. So
to
joyful
see how
to
long
watch.
they can get before they get kicked out.
They've gotten down
I
to the
thought you were
basement.
going to say to see how long before they get converted and give over their Visa card and the rest of their money and all of their rights to the rest of their life.
Sign the billion-year contract.
Exactly.
Because they have a really good burger there. Are you talking about the one on Franklin?
The Celebrity Center?
Yes.
They have a good burger?
They have a really good burger. And when I was like 20, I was like, I want to try this burger. And I went
when you were a hardcore vegetarian.
Also, like, if anybody is joining a cult, it's me. Like, I could talk to somebody for 15 minutes and be like opening my wallet, credit card, handing over. I'm really cult susceptible. So keeping that in mind, I was like, I want to try the burger. I go in. Of course, you can't just go to the restaurant. They take you on a tour. They're telling you all of these things. I was with a friend. We got separated and put in two different little interview rooms. We did the e-meter.
You got put in the hamburger room, and she got put in the we want all your money room. You're like, okay.
Are you here for joining a cult or eating a hamburger? And I answered correctly. You hold the things. And he was like one-on-one with me. And I was started to get a little sassy. I was like so close to being like, people pay for camaraderie. They pay for connections. I mean, college, you pay for a network of people who can help you with your career. Like, is this really any different? Sure. Maybe I do want to take a voiceover class. Hey, how much does it cost? And I called my dad on the phone. And he was like, walk out of there right now. Do not cite anything. And he fortunately pulled me back down to earth. And then I started to get a little sassy with them. And they show you like the timeline, the history of man. And it's like, there's no dinosaurs on it. You know what I mean?
Was there salt?
That would have brought me back. I'm like, okay, you lost me, then you got me back. We're worshiping salt. When you get to a certain level of tier, they teach you about salt. That's what made the burger so good.
Did you get the burger?
I never even got a burger. They kicked me out, and I'm probably
good then.
I'm probably on like a list somewhere of like, because I started to get kind of sassy and a little combative of like, this can't be true. What are you talking about? This is fake. And they escorted me out and told me to leave. I'm on a blacklist somewhere.
They were very aggressive back in the day. I was on that Celebrity Center call list for a long time. They just were relentlessly trying to get you in there.
But that's so that's what's happening on TikTok.
They're running around trying to go in.
They're running, and these little kids who would know probably nothing about Scientology. It's just become a thing. It's usually that one, I think, down on Hollywood Boulevard. There's so many different Scientology buildings here.
That one has cameras that go like this when you walk by. Sorry, they go like
they
this.
Go like, Al, don't blur this out. This one's okay. All right, so this meeting, January 4, 1872, there's a state board meeting, and Julia says that we should have a tree planting holiday.
Wow.
I think that day should
Shut
be
up.
called Arbor Day.
Wow.
Pull over.
Pull over
again, right?
Pull over.
Salt, Arbor Day, synergy.
Synergy, like
Wow.
a prom couple.
This is incredible.
That proposal is approved on April 10, 1872, and it is estimated on the first Arbor Day in Nebraska, over 1 million trees were planted. Arbor Day became an official annual state holiday to take place on the 22nd of April every year because that was Morton's birthday. It is now not a federal holiday, but it is a national holiday. It now takes place, it was yesterday, the last Friday of April in most places. Some places do it based on when it's literally just the best time for them to plant because the tree's more important than the date.
I would
but
agree, yeah.
Arbor Day was created by a Morton, and that's why I wanted to bring him up. Okay,
That's
Al,
good. This is why we listen to this show.
That's right,
For
that's
moments
right.
like that.
this is why this show should be 2.5 hours, I think, is what we're probably going for, because we're now going to get
There
into
was
the
somebody who said, "Oh, I love when I see that it's like an hour and 30 minutes. I know it's a John episode." I think people want more.
They sent a cute little meme about that. They're like, when I see the episode's an hour and a half and it's a John episode about Cadbury, they're like,
I also like that because I'm like, oh, now I can clean my whole house. Like,
Yeah, Al, you don't care about seeing your girlfriend this weekend, do you? No, okay, just stay and edit
perfect.
all day.
Maybe
Great.
I'll go into pepper after this. All right, so Salt. Now, Syracuse, New York has earned the nickname Salt City. Did you know that? I did not know that.
No.
I didn't even know, for the record, when you said seasoning, I didn't know until I watched Food Network shows that seasoning literally just means putting salt on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I thought it was like all the things.
Like they say under seasoned, really they just
mean
mean
it's
unsalted.
not salted.
salty.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really that simple.
yeah, people don't know that though.
Yeah.
I don't think I really knew that either.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
you do.
Wow.
Now you do. Thanks for
Saying
listening.
we're learning.
All right, so the reason it was called Salt City is because all the salt that was being made from Onondaga Lake, which is in Syracuse, New York. Now, there were several salt companies pumping salty water out of the lake, and what they did, this is the thing that you think is so easy, they made large, shallow pools of it and used solar evaporation to make this brine. Then that water would get evaporated, and then they end
That
up
just
with
means
these,
it's sitting in a bucket in the sun.
Kind of. It is a little bit.
Solar evaporation.
Solar energy.
You
yeah,
used
it does, actually.
yeah, you had your liquid evaporation of your salt candle.
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
yeah, but
yes.
it sounds more scientific if you don't just say that.
Right, I didn't really think about it. Much like seasoning, that solar evaporation is just it's sat out in the sun. So all of these companies were really the big players of the salt industry in America for the entire 1800s. So during that peak in 1848, a new business opened up called Richmond and Company. And basically what they did and wanted to do was be an agent for all of those salt companies in that area to get the salt out into the Midwest. So they were the go-between to like get it out everywhere. And I'm not going to go into that company much more. I will say this company is the seed of Morton Salt. But over the next 30 years, it basically goes through that period where it's just bought by different people. The name changes like 5 or 10 different times. They're all something in company until we get to a guy named Ezra Wheeler, and he calls the company E.I. Wheeler and Company. Joy Morton. We're here.
Remember him?
Him. Remember that son?
Is he hot?
He was cute, not hot. I'll put his
okay,
picture up.
great.
None of them are hot. It's like the 1800s.
People
So
were
all their
dusty.
pictures are like proper and they have all beardy and
Yeah, sure.
In a suit, probably.
And a suit.
Yeah,
they don't
That's
have,
kind of hot.
Yeah.
Being in a suit is hot.
Okay,
Yeah.
now we know we're
You like a beard though, don't you? You like a hairy guy.
It depends. Hot is subjective.
A hairy salt king.
A beard does not make hot, but hot can have a beard.
Okay, there you go.
There.
Sure.
All right, so
Merch.
I should
A
have
beard
said
does not make hot, but
Hot can have a
the
beard.
Right.
Okay. All right. So Joy Morton, he's the oldest son, and he shares his dad's interest in plants and trees, but he does not pursue that. His dad is always traveling, so that leaves Joy and the other boys at home. He's helping at the farm. He goes through what a lot of people did at this time, just a bunch of different jobs. He's a bank clerk. He works on railroads, hauling freight, raising a lot of chickens, which it just said that and didn't tell me why. It reminded me of Burpee. This is like the same time
sure.
period. In the late 800s, 1800s, men just like to raise chickens for some reason.
We know why.
He's bouncing around to all this thing.
Do we?
We know what they were doing with those
Don't
chickens.
ask her, Terry. That's for off-brand.
okay.
That is not a Hatcher-approved joke.
Okay.
But if you want to know it, go and re-listen to Burpee. To be fair,
Does
the
it
Burpee
somehow
people...
lead to a word that starts with the letter C?
She called Burpee a chicken
Oh, okay. Because I was going to go to somehow chicken would get to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we know where Terry stands. She likes
Yeah.
beards and Al, don't beep that out. Thank you for being so open with us here today.
It was actually suits and. It wasn't.
okay.
You were the one who
Oh,
liked the
right.
beard.
Right. That's right. You said suits were kind of hot. And so are She's like, all right. All right. So, and my favorite part about that list that I just read, all those things he did, then he turns 25.
Oh, my God.
So he's done all of that, like
They were
from
built
20 to
different back
25
then.
years
Wow.
old.
Mm-hmm.
In
He probably looked 80 years old, though.
in his suit, beard, and big. In 1880, he becomes a partner with Ezra at E.I. Wheeler and Company.
Okay.
And now Wheeler's the big guy. He's traveling around all over town. Morton is kind of taking care of the day-to-day business.
Okay.
In 1885, the year that the events of Back to the Future 3 take place, I just realized last night, and threw that in there. And 1 year before Coca-Cola comes out,
Okay.
Wheeler dies. And so
Oh.
since Morton's already been taking care of everything, it's just kind of a natural fit for him to take over the business.
I feel like we need to get Columbo on the case because there's one name on the box and it ain't Wheeler. How did he die? Was it poison?
And from what I hear, Morton did dress in drag.
There you go. This would be a cute outfit for a drag queen.
I'm
Little Morton
sure
Salt girl.
there's
I mean, I can't wait
Open
till
an
you
umbrella,
get to
confetti comes
the
out.
logo.
Oh,
God,
This has
so
to
good.
be one of my favorite. I have no idea why this is their logo, and this has to be one of my favorites.
It's
so I know
iconic.
you're going to get there.
We'll get to there
Yeah.
probably hour 3.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so Morton really believes in salt for a couple different reasons. Chicago, there's a big rising population, and apparently after the Civil War, I love that we're at the Civil War. Hour and 15 minutes in.
Great. It's all good.
After the Civil War, there was a gigantic meat packing explosion in Chicago. Like meat was everywhere. At one point, at its peak, Chicago was
Hello,
producing.
boys. Meat everywhere. John
We gotta.
putting his sunglasses down on his nose. Hello, boys.
Somebody need their meat packed. They were producing 80% of America's meat in Chicago at the time. With meat comes salt. Salt, as I
Sure.
mentioned, uses a preservative. So he's like, you know what? I feel like, there was so much meat being made in Chicago at the time. It got the nickname, and this is really gross, the slaughterhouse of the world.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. I never liked the word slaughter.
Don't put that on the side of the building.
No.
I feel like it might turn people off.
I hate
Turn
that
to
it-
the carrot.
Yeah. But he's like, you know what? Let's go all in on salt. So he takes control of the company and he renames it Joy Morton and Company.
Okay, we're getting there.
We're getting closer. So he literally just spends the next several years acquiring different salt companies, getting different mines. He goes from just being a go-between. That company was still like acting as an agent, but now he's getting into salt production. So he's making salt, he's distributing salt, he's all in on salt. Now I want to talk about salt at this time, from when he became the owner of this company. It was not the beautiful white salt that we have on the table.
Oh.
It was
Cricket legs and like
cricket leg. It was not uniformly fine.
Sure.
It was coarser. It was irregular. It could be off-white. It could be gray
Ooh.
because of the minerals in there.
Now that's fancy to get like a gray salt.
Well, yeah, now
But
gray,
back in the
pink.
day-
But back in the day, you don't
Yeah.
really want it. And what was really the worst thing about salt at the time was that it was hygroscopic.
What's that mean?
Do you know what that means?
No.
Hygroscopic means that it pulls moisture
right.
from the air.
Oh.
So what would happen is if it was if the weather was bad, the salt was bad. If it was muggy, if it's raining,
Oh.
if it's humid, if it's not in a sealed tight container, it turns into just a big brick of salt.
And
so
I
you're
imagine it was a guy like with a wheelbarrow just like whistling down the road with it like full of salt. And then as like the clouds
it's
pass
like a
over.
nice pieces are flying away, and then it starts to
Yeah.
rain and just turns into like
Yeah.
this big thing, and he just throws the rock
Yeah.
down. Yeah, it was rough. It was not a really great thing. So Morton's like has his Shark Tank moment. He's like, how
Yeah.
can we fix this problem?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you earlier, and I didn't want to interrupt you because I didn't know what that word meant, but I did anticipate that something happened to make it become a thing that people could use in their kitchen.
We're at that
Fine.
moment.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And that changed everything in terms of cooking.
Sit back.
Sit back.
Pull over, put on your seatbelt, and let's go on a ride.
Okay. If I had a margarita, I could put salt on the rim and then it would all be.
Did you want a juice? We got you a juice.
Your favorite kind: beet, carrot, ginger, lemon.
No juice.
I almost said I think she also likes that gross, that fermented thing. Do you like kombucha?
No, I don't drink that either.
I don't know this woman at all.
Listen, I'm either coffee, water, or Diet Coke. That's it.
I found the Diet Cokes by the pool. I know. Nice, fresh, crisp Diet Cokes by the pool.
Yeah.
I didn't think you drank soda ever.
No, I don't. I drink Diet Coke like the way people do cocaine. So like when I would imagine.
That's
I've never
such a
done.
thing that someone who knows Andy Warhol would say.
But I think people do cocaine when they like need that burst of energy or whatever. And I feel like that's what I don't drink Diet Coke for fun. I drink it when I'm like I'm having a dip in my day and I have to accomplish something. Like that's my
with
go-to.
Coca-Cola. I'm like to me, it's like a cigarette. It's like I've had like a long day, and I even kind of like the little mini cans. I crack it in secret. I like crack it, and then I have it in the fridge, and then I'm like the dad who's like sneaking out onto the porch, and I'll open the fridge and I'll take a sip and I'll put it back. I'm like, yeah, what do you need? What Band-Aid? Where? Batteries and what?
Yeah,
like, can I get 3 cans of Diet Coke in here?
I relate to that with my Diet Coke. Yeah. So I can't say that I push soda, but I also can't deny that I drink it when I need it.
They got it right.
Yeah.
They got it right.
Yeah.
There's a new Devil Wears Prada 2 ad that I saw when those ads on Beverly where they're light up ads, and they roll through like Times Square or whatever. Yeah. And it's just a big giant bottle of Diet Coke with the classic red Christian Louboutin shoes, and all it says is "That's all."
Oh, that's so good.
Honestly, I got chills again. Right? He showed me there was a magazine spread for Diet Coke that was a Devil Wears Prada collab, and something about the layout of it was it was like they got their best guys on it, and I swear it gave me chills. And just you saying that, I got chills again.
And I was like, that's Diet Coke. That's all. That's all.
That's all. Wow.
Okay, well, this isn't the Diet Coke.
We're really promoting it. We did that once. We talked about Stouffer's lasagna for so long, I forgot that was not the brand.
And he was like, all right, let's get into Stouffer's. I'm like, that's not what the episode is, but yeah.
Okay, so back to salt.
God, what did food taste like at the time? Because we're like pre-eating salt.
Right.
It's like used in like meat preparation. Like food must have been. That's that why everyone was so thin.
Probably. I always think about with salt. I always think about potatoes. Like, can you imagine any form of potato? Mashed potato, French fries, potato chips, fried potatoes without salt.
Unbelievable.
Like a potato without salt.
Or bread. Like I've accidentally like undersalted like homemade bread, and it is inedible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's important.
It's important.
So Morton's like, we need to fix this problem. We don't need clumping. We're going to be the people that solve this. And the idea that he comes up with is to put magnesium carbonate in it.
Oh.
Why magnesium carbonate? Because it would do the same thing that the salt would do. The theory was it would absorb the moisture, leave the salt crystals alone, they would flow freely. He does it, it works, and he knows that this is going to set them apart from everybody.
Wow.
And he really wanted to let the world know that. So he did that through coming up with packaging. They created a cylinder package, which we have right there. I mean, this packaging's 114 years old and almost has not changed since its inception.
This packaging reminds me of my childhood.
Everybody.
We didn't have fancy anything. This just was sitting in the kitchen, and you wanted the salt, you lift that thing up. It's so satisfying.
Oh, did you just open the patented spout that he created?
I did.
Is that what you found so satisfying? Is it the
my
patented spout that he put in there?
And you know when you really miss this
satisfying.
is if you use a different company who is, or even like baking soda, where they want you to punch in the perforation with your thumb, and it will get stuck inside. You have to dig it out. It never flows. This
It's
pour,
so great. No,
it's elegant. It's graceful. Dare I say, is it sexy?
There's like a little ASMR thing.
I know.
Here, wait, let me.
Oh, that's heaven.
I thought I was gay. Jesus.
My
I don't know
palms are
what you are
sweating.
then. You're something else.
I just like food. I'm just hungry. So that spout is incredibly important to the design of the cylinder he made. The reason he made it is because he's saying this salt will be able to pour out of here. You can't have clumpy salt in here and have a spout. So it's a subliminal thing. Also making it blue, apparently blue is a color that is supposed to instill dependability. And the article I read was like, that's why so many banks are blue. And I'm like, girl, there aren't that many banks that are blue. Chase, American Express, Visa, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Barclays, Citibank, and Fifth Third Bank are all blue.
Pull over.
This is what I pulled up last night at like 2 in the morning. I was like,
What?
Teri Hatcher's never going to believe this.
I do not believe
They
They
were
are all
like
blue.
Da Vinci Code, like putting like, wait, but they're not all blue. Oh my God, they
They
are.
are all blue. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Wow,
That's really
wild.
cool.
So I thought that was really interesting. So now they have their whole package. It's cylinder, they have the spout, it's blue. They're ready to put it out there.
So if you're going for a job interview, paint yourself blue.
Yes. If you want to tell me
Full
one
blue
thing
man.
about you. And not that you're dependable. We know you've painted yourself blue. I was in Avatar. All right. So they have everything. They're ready to go out, put some ads out. The ads hit the newspaper with a brand new slogan. Morton Salt always flows freely.
That brings to mind something else
Right.
that I don't love so much.
Always flows freely.
I don't really want
I don't
that
need any
image
help in
in-
the flowing freely department.
No.
This hit newspapers January 1st, 1912, 104 days before the sinking of the Titanic.
Well, at the time, I mean, it was a pain point, the flowing freely. So we can't really put ourselves back in the mindset.
Right. We
Sure.
don't know. I think we can. I think we all know it's not great. So Joy is happy with everything. He's happy with the packaging. The slogan's fine, but he feels like it needs to be shorter. It needs to be snappier. So they bring in an advertising agent. The very first advertising agency in America.
Oh my God.
Started in 1869, NW Air and Son. And the tacit...
So way pre-Mad Men.
Yeah.
Way pre-Mad Men. But I feel like it's kind of similar because he's like, here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to go back to your office. I want you to come back with 12 ads.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I want to run an ad every month in Good Housekeeping magazine.
Wow.
So come back with 12. They're like, we're on it. They go, they come back. They have 12 ads. They bring 3 substitutes just in case they don't like any of the ones that they bring. And now at this time, we have Joy Morton's son, Sterling, who's also joined the company. And he is in the presentation for these ads, and he's looking through the 12 ads. Then he looks through the 3 substitutes, and he's flipping through them. And one of them makes him stop in his tracks. It's an image.
I feel like I'm going to cry.
I'm emotional. I'm emotional.
This is a really good scene in the movie. This
It
is
is.
the Oscar clip.
Plus Sterling.
Sterling,
I mean,
I-
Joy and
Sterling.
Sterling.
I know. I feel like
It's-
he's
it's-
hot.
Oh my God, I think
Sterling's
Sterling
hot.
was one of the characters
Yeah,
named
Sterling on
Mad
Mad Men, yeah.
In Mad Men, that's probably where they pulled that from.
Sterling's hot. Sterling's a little less dirty and beardy.
So you can just picture it. He's flipping through them. There's this, there's that. And then he stops. And there's this picture of this little girl. And she's standing
Okay, this
in...
could go in many directions, but I'm
Teri
sorry.
Hatcher, we're keeping the show clean.
Okay, I'm
for
sorry. I'm
you.
sorry. All right, I'm
It's
sorry.
not copper tone.
It's like, right.
The girl's naked.
Oh, come on.
There's a picture of a little girl.
Yeah.
She's standing in the rain. In one hand, she's holding an umbrella to keep herself dry. Tucked under her other arm is a canister of Morton Salt. The canister is upside down, and the salt is just pouring all over the ground.
Dare you say it's flowing?
Underneath it, there's a slogan that we all know and love.
Best slogan ever.
Even in rainy weather, it flows freely.
Oh, wait. No, that's not it. That's not the one. They're still sticking to that the freely thing.
Flowing freely.
Has
We
nobody
didn't do
been
focus
to a
group on
hospital?
that?
Does nobody, right? Oh.
So Sterling's like, look, you guys, I mean, here's the good and the bad.
Hmm.
This image literally sums up every single thing that I want to say in this picture. I don't love the slogan. They all start brainstorming. Someone's like, what if we just say it flows freely? Someone's like, what if it runs freely? Someone just shouts out, pours. And then someone's like, there's this old proverb that says it never rains, but it pours. And Sterling's like, I don't know, that sounds kind of negative. He's like, but, if you just tweak it just a little bit, you could say, when it rains, it pours. And everyone just gets quiet.
We're speechless.
The angels start to sing.
The angels are descending. Is that what's happening?
The angels are descending. Okay. And I declared last night to myself, I don't even have one of these. This is in my Mount Rushmores of slogans because it is so... I didn't know that's what it meant before I started this.
It is.
I didn't know about the clumping.
Right.
And when I was like, when it rains, it pours, 5 words that have lived for over a century that give us goosebumps, that say everything with this image. You don't have to do anything to change it.
And the award goes to...
For real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really just to be... If I had the hamburger traveling time machine, man, I go back, get my Big Mac. I'm stopping at this meeting, too, because I want to be there.
Watch the magic happen.
I would throw it out. So
if you could get one brand tattooed on your back, would it be this one? Morton Salt Girl.
No, why? No.
This big.
Just
full
a
back
big
tattoo.
Oh, the whole girl?
The whole girl
thing.
and the
I
slogan.
do think I might be this for Halloween this year.
This is a really cute.
definitely-
There's a really good... This could be a sexy Halloween costume.
Yeah,
Oh.
right?
Yeah.
I think this could be good.
You're in that
All
category. We have to make every girl costume has to be the sexy version.
This little skirt.
This could be a good one.
A little wig. Cute.
So the image is perfection, the words are perfection, and like I said, that's why 114 years we're still saying it. And what I found ironic about it, the slogan itself has kind of taken on negative connotations because now we use it as like, oh, my tire broke. Well, when it rains, it pours now.
Something
like,
else bad will
happen. Like a lot
I
of
think it works for good things too. Like if something good happens to you.
I think I'm just a negative man. I only see it as negative.
I
things.
never associated that when it rains, it pours is from...
I hope everyone has just stayed pulled over because there's a lot of realizations here.
Yeah.
You're not even going to believe we're not even at the biggest
We're
one.
not?
No.
How's that possible? I'm not sure I can go on. This might be where I pause the podcast and then I have to do
You have to
something
sit in silence
else.
for 10 minutes.
I pet my cat for a little while or whatever. And
I
then,
go to pet your cat and your cat's like, get away from me.
We both have cats named Fig, by the way.
Oh,
what?
Yeah, I have a cat named Fig also.
We're meant to be best
I
friends.
know. John.
No. And that's the story of Morton Salt. Goodbye. All right, 1914, the Morton Salt Girl makes her debut. And I would say the free-flowing salt is a huge hitter right away. I went through many, many newspapers in the early 1900s looking at these ads, and she wasn't even in all of them. Like, I don't
Really?
think everyone was like, oh my God.
Wow.
She's definitely there, but they would have different ads. She would be little in some of them. But
Does she have a name?
no. There are people over the last 100 years, they write and they're like, I think my aunt, she said she was the model. They swear up and down there was no model. The ad agency just made her up. If someone in the ad agency had someone in mind, history is unaware of
Wow.
it. There is some woman's name who claims it, but I'm just not taking that as canon.
Sure.
Now, the girl herself has changed very little for someone that's over 100 years old. In 1921, they changed her hair and dress and gave her a little more confidence. 1933, they updated the art style. 41, she got pigtails and a yellow dress.
Oh.
41's when we finally get the yellow dress. 56 and 68, she gets a bob and a little more modern dress. And then she stayed the same for 46 years. 2014, for her 100th anniversary, they gave her just a tiny little refresh. You look at her now, she does feel like old but modern at the same time. Her hair's flowing. It's a cute bob. Very, very cute. But she will probably stay that way for many, many more years. She became a pop culture icon. You can find her in parades. She's Halloween costumes. She was in a really fun Super Bowl ad called Icons, where it was like, I think, did I write them down? It was like her, Count Chocula, Charlie the Tuna,
fun.
Gordon Fisherman, and they were all sitting around a table, and she pokes the Pillsbury Doughboy, and he giggles. So she's in that small little group of these are the
iconic
big
legends.
legends of branding.
That's so cool.
And then as for the ad company who should be worshipped for coming up with that, they went on to do several different things. In 1921, they came up with the slogan, "I'd walk a mile for a camel." In 1948, they came up with the slogan, "A diamond is forever" for De Beers.
Wow.
In 1979, they came up with the slogan, "Reach out and touch someone" for AT&T.
Oh my gosh.
And in 1981, they came up with the slogan, "Be all you can be" for the United States Army.
Wow.
So they have been influencing us and getting into our little branding brains
forever. And
for a
the
long
first
time.
one, the first added, and maybe the best.
Well, they're no longer with us. They got acquired and dissolved like my salt lamp. Unfortunately.
Left in the rain.
Now, Teri, you're going to love this. When free-flowing salt comes out, a lot of the advertisements had Morton pouring it into salt shakers. During the 20s and 30s, we see this gigantic salt and pepper shaker boom. And that happens for a couple different reasons. Mainly because of the salt. We now have a salt that those would work with. But then we also go through the Great Depression, and apparently ceramic companies at that time still wanted to manufacture things, but they had to find things that were cheaper to manufacture. So they started to make salt and pepper shakers.
Wow.
And as travel in America got more common and families are going on road trips and you came across more like small little gas stations that had souvenirs, this became a very easy, along with shot glasses and
It's a good
other
price
things.
point for a little souvenir.
Yeah.
I started a mini shot glass collection, and I just realized this is too much. Like, so
They're so much less fun.
I can't do it. But two of the ones that I brought today are from road trips. This one is from a road trip to Las Vegas back in 1997.
Nice.
Oh, cute.
And
1997, what else happened that year? Titanic came out. Titanic came out that year, so...
do you know, okay, I'm going to tell you Titanic, and this one is from Graceland,
Okay.
also from 1997.
That's really cute.
Wow,
but
so you were
what
doing
happened
everything
to,
but see
well,
Titanic.
what happened to me, no, I'm going to tell you
She
Titanic.
was touring the country seeing Titanic.
So what happened to me in 1997 was I had my first and only child. So the first date that my husband and I took after we had the baby, which
Yes.
you know
Yeah.
is a very
It's a big deal.
like leaving your baby for the first time. We're going to go do something. We went to
Man's
Chinese Theater, and we saw Titanic. And we were in that big movie theater, and I cried the whole time. You know what I mean? I cried, and I left going, "This is not entertainment. This was not the way I wanted to spend my first night away from my baby." That's my traumatic experience with
no.
seeing Titanic
Have you
for the
seen it
first time.
since?
I have. I mean,
Okay.
of course, it's an amazing movie, but I mean, isn't that crazy? So
That
these
is really
are like
funny.
the
You
things
maybe
you hang on
hormonal,
to.
maybe
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
And it's a long movie, so
Yeah.
you're really trying to max out your time with the
Oh,
babysitter.
right. And then I end up crying the whole time
Oh,
because,
no.
yeah. So, and what happened right after that is we decided to move to New York, and we did basically a Z across the country that turned into like probably 3,000 miles because we
how
didn't go
fun.
direct. And we stopped at these different places
That's awesome.
as we were
Wow,
moving
that is
with the baby
so
to New York. So that's
fun.
another reason.
Oh
I brought
my
this.
gosh! So Titanic, every time we mention, there's a pang in your heart.
Well, I was
This
going to
is
say,
very
no
traumatic.
wonder she likes the show. She's got Titanic connection. She's got Warhol connection.
Sure, yeah, it's tailored
And
to
you
you.
guys. You guys.
Of course. That's awesome.
Wow, that's so funny.
Well, I know that these may not be as special as remembering the birth of your first child, salt and pepper shakers, but we have both arrived here with gifts to give you. Marissa?
I have a salt and pepper shaker from my mom's personal salt and pepper shaker collection that she wanted you to have. She's obviously a big fan of yours, and she is looking to kind of downsize her tchotchkes a little bit, so this was a perfect opportunity for her to pass this along.
my
I'm
God.
seeing it similar to one that you have out here.
I'm so honored. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Oh,
Isn't that so funny?
God.
That's so funny.
So yours, you have, is it the bottles?
It's the
the bottles are salt and
bottles,
pepper.
and
And
so
so this one is the whole top comes
whole
off. And it's
thing.
a Millennium
Oh,
2000.
When we all thought the world was going to end.
I know, right?
Why
That was
today?
Do you know what I did for New Year's on 2000?
What?
I had a few friends over, and I bought bottles of wine from every birth year, like of everybody
Oh my
at
gosh.
the thing.
Wow.
And well,
'Cause you
we
thought
all
this is how
we were
we're
gonna
gonna go
die.
out.
Yeah, like no, we really did. That was the pitch they sold us. Like this is it, people. The world is over now.
Yeah.
And so we sat around and then we all lived and carried on.
Oh my,
And
unless
everyone-
there's an alternate reality where the world did end and then we're just
Yeah.
living, in a
Thank
different
you,
timeline.
Ruth. Thank
You are
your
so
mom for
welcome.
me.
And then
Thank
She
you
goes by
so
Bobo.
much.
She's a big
Grandma
fan
Bobo.
of yours. Anytime you're mentioned in a crossword puzzle, it'll say like actress Hatcher or something. She screen grabs it and sends it to me.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, I hope I get to meet her in person.
And then I got you these, and
So
they're not
well
wrapped very well.
Okay. Really?
This is because you instilled wisdom upon us today. And I was happy when I was at your house this week. I saw other owl things.
I love owls.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
cute.
so cute. I feel like we have to show them to
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Show them to the
Oh,
camera.
thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't get too many new ones these days because I have so many.
Yeah.
And what is part of my favorite thing about this collection is that when friends do give them to me and then you have that, you just have that forever, So I do have a lot of tchotchkes around my house, but each of them, I don't have anything that doesn't have meaning to me. And so these will...
Me neither.
These will...
24 peaks mean a lot to me.
These will not be going in my storage unit. These will be living their best lives.
This is
on
actually,
one of my
I was
windowsills.
thinking about getting into collecting these because John had said, years ago that you collect. This is such a fun thing to know that you're going to get when you go on a trip. Like, so you can kind of have your eye out for it and to find like a little vintage one or a little special one. And it is really a good size.
Well, listen, for my traveling ones, I do pressed pennies. Talk
That's
about
those are
easy.
even
It's
smaller.
like that big
Yeah.
and flat.
A collection that you can have 250 of and it's
And
relatively manageable.
They're around, yeah. They
great.
make me like these. I was saying these are the ones we should talk about. But these are from Greece, and I guess in Greece there's a lot of sex like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's
and
Greek style.
If you're not
Okay.
watching, Teri Hatcher is referring to anal sex.
Well, yeah, I guess
It's
that
from behind.
It's from behind.
We don't know
It
what's
doesn't
going
it's
on.
not
We don't know
anal?
what
Doesn't
hole.
I
have
don't
to
know how
be.
it
We don't know
works.
what.
I mean, close your eyes and write your own story.
Right, exactly. That's the nice way to say
Reverse
it.
cowboy? I
But
don't
what's
know.
fun, I couldn't not buy these because
Sure.
I just never, they were hilarious.
How
But
unique.
what's really funny is that every time my very Christian housekeeper comes to my house, they're like this afterwards.
That's
And
so
then I have to
funny.
put them back the way they're supposed to go.
That's like the Sex in the City where her housekeeper always hid her dildo and turned it into a change machine.
Right.
This reminded me of two different things very quickly, and then we'll get back on track. With a collection like this, when everyone knows that you collect something I learned, if you were done, like if for years people were giving you salt and pepper shakers, you no longer want them to do that. When they give you one, you simply say, I love this so much, and now my salt and pepper shaker is complete. And then they won't buy you anymore.
Oh, interesting.
So I shouldn't buy you any more peeps.
His peep collection
Peeps,
is
no.
not
Ice
complete.
machines and trips to England. I feel like that's where I'm at now. That's the journey I'm on.
That's where we are.
That's where we are
Together. Okay.
And then I also want to say, when you were saying that thing about you getting wine from everyone's birth year, Teri is a very thoughtful gift giver. I remember once for Christmas, you gave me like a set of coasters, and you had my address, and you made coasters of like
Your
the map
neighborhood,
of my
yeah.
neighborhood, and it was so much like more special than just like a J or a G or a personalized thing. I was like, this is like where I live. I was like, this go either way. I was like, this is a little stalkery. It's like my house is right here, but no, it was just such a. You put a lot of thought into those gifts, so they're very appreciated.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think about you a lot.
I think about you a lot too.
When she looks at these, she's thinking about you.
She's like, this is John.
Yeah, which is which?
All right, we got to get it. I feel like this episode of this podcast is going to be like Titanic, where there's two VHS
Yeah,
tapes.
for sure.
It's
Yeah.
going to be part 1, part 2. All right, 1920. We're at 1920, Al. Grand Saline, Texas.
1920.
Oh, wait, there's only
That's only a
there's only
century ago.
2 pages left.
You're doing great.
Plowing through. All right, 1920. I just bullet pointed this, but I found this incredibly interesting. Grand Saline, Texas. Morton acquires local salt companies in Grand Saline, Texas, and opens a mine. It becomes the cornerstone of the town's economy. Everyone's all in on Morton's being there. It is one of the largest and purest salt domes in the United States. It is estimated that it contains enough salt to supply the entire planet for 20,000 years. We're just past the 100-year mark. So it's got 19,900 more years worth of salt in it.
Wow.
So they really celebrate this mine in that town. They created the Salt Palace Museum. It is one of the only buildings in the world made out of pure rock salt. Wow. It is a tradition for visitors to lick the wall to verify
we
that
have to
it
go
is...
there together.
We have to
Marissa.
go, yeah.
What?
Hold
Now
hands.
you're
Together.
traveling?
We have to hold,
John, it's a
hold
girls'
hands.
trip.
I get a press penny taped to a postcard?
We're gonna hold hands and lick the wall. That's what we're doing.
If it her 65, she's like, I took 11 of my best gal pals to Egypt.
Gal pals, okay? Gal pals.
God damn
He
it,
thinks
John.
being gay gets him to like go both ways. No. You go on the boys' trips.
Al, if
You
you're...
and Al can go to Vegas.
I hate Vegas. Al, if you're worried about getting some sort of disease from licking the wall, they say you don't have to worry about it because the salt kills all the bacteria in it.
No, he says he's not buying it.
What bums me out is the museum, when you left, used to give you a teeny tiny bottle of Morton Salt, which I assumed looked like this. I reached out to them this week to see if they still do that, and they said no, and that I should check eBay.
Oh, okay.
Little stingy. I mean, you guys have it.
A little stingy. All right. Now, we've talked about salt a lot. I'd like to just take a step away from it and quickly talk about goiters. It can be a large, huge thing on your neck. It's an enlargement from the thyroid gland. It can be caused because of inflammation, your nodules, autoimmune disease, or iodine deficiency.
Did they debut Goiter Gal as a potential new mascot instead of the Salt Girl?
Now
Less
they're fighting. They're just wrestling. Umbrella Girl and Goiter Gal. So
That's your next movie. Matt Damon is not in that one.
No. He ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
in America, there was a huge goiter crisis in...
They were going to say craze. Like everybody wanted mine.
Girl, I love your goiter. I haven't had
doing
iodine
fake
in weeks.
goiters.
Look at my goiter.
But I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
with
I know.
the iodine.
I know. So they even it was so bad they even had what was called the goiter belt, which was the Midwest, Great Lakes, and Pacific Northwest.
Oh.
So then you have this guy, David Cowie, who lives in Michigan, where goiters are rampant.
All the rage.
He's like, I got to fix this goiter problem. He does some research. He finds out that over in Switzerland, they have found out that a tiny bit of iodine in table salt would get the right amount of iodine that they need. It's like salt. They don't need very much, but people are just getting none. So he forms a committee called the Iodized Salt Committee to try to reach out to salt companies and say, hey, listen,
I'm up to my ears in goiters.
Everyone in the
literally.
meeting has goiters all over him. He's like, listen, are you tired of that goiter? I think I can fix it. I just need to put a little of this in your salt. And people are like, what? And people weren't really sure about it. It wasn't proven. But some of the smaller, more regional salt companies got involved. Morton's like, we don't want to get involved with this.
We don't want like goiter as part of our branding.
We were too hard on this umbrella girl. It's not when it rains it goiters. He's like, we're out of here. But then I think they started to see that people were selling well that did it. So they eventually get all in on it, and they become the first salt brand nationally to release iodized salt. And then they full-heartedly embrace it. They have all their ads at that time are like, you want your kids to be safe? Buy Morton. Like, we save children. We are the ones that you need to buy from. So they went from not wanting to do it to really embracing it. And
it was totally health. I mean, I think I think the salt that I grew up with like this had iodine.
Yeah.
Most of them still will say.
But this says it doesn't.
Yeah, that does not have it. You can buy both pretty evenly.
Right.
Some recipes say use it, and some say don't. I don't know how it is.
Is there a taste difference or no?
I don't think that there is. All right, so there's iodine. Now, we're in the mid-1930s.
There were people that were like, when's he going to get to iodine? Now they can take a breath and relax.
They're like, when is he going to get to the pullover moment that they're all... I'm curious if anyone knows about the big pullover moment.
Wait, it hasn't happened yet?
I feel like I already pulled over like 3 times.
I've been pulled over.
No. It's best if you don't drive during this episode.
Okay.
All right, now it's the mid-1930s. The company has about 250 employees in the Chicago area. They're just buying up mines and salt. They're really trying to become the salt kings of the world. World War II, 40s. How fast was the 30s?
We're zipping through decades now.
Now, we've talked about World War II a lot. As you probably know, a lot of companies
Save your
have
rubber,
to repurpose the raw materials they have, make other things, do different things. Salt was able to kind of be produced, as always, because it was needed for the war. But what is interesting about World War II, again, it's with their advertisements. The advertisements start to be very World War II. You would have fighter planes with a little Morton Salt girl at the bottom. You would have like a man shoveling like coal into a furnace with a little Morton Salt girl. So it was a really interesting like juxtaposition between what was going on in the world, and they're still holding on to this like little 8-year-old girl who's like the face of our company. But they also really start touting the importance of salt, that it's used for steel making, canning, oil refining, tanks, guns, making synthetic rubber. They all need salt to be produced. Morton is there for you. And for families, don't worry, if you use it for table salt, it's still only going to cost you about 2 cents a week.
Wow.
So they're really covering all their bases on it. And that's how they deal with World War II. Then, after the war, they really decide to branch out. They start buying companies. They get into chemicals, they get into drugs, they get into adhesive, not drugs like they're like doing lines,
Sure, yeah.
but like, pharmaceuticals. 1960s, their annual sales grow from 50 million to 250 million. They merge with a big drug company called Norwich and become Morton
I've heard of that.
Norwich. By the late 1970s, the annual sales are 700 million, and they have 10,000 employees because of that merger.
Okay, not too bad.
Okay. Now I'm gonna
Here it is.
Should we?
Pull it.
I honestly might cry.
Oh no.
I am. I'm going to cry.
Oh.
1982. They sell the
That's
drug.
the year I graduated from high school. Just
That's what I was going to say.
right.
Pull over.
And no,
Pull
cry.
over.
Just
Teri
cry.
got her diploma.
Just cry because it's so long
In
ago.
our
and
mind,
I'm
that
so
was 15
old.
years ago. We have
Okay.
our sense of time is.
But we'll back up because we don't want to interrupt your thing.
No,
Okay,
that's
it's
good. It's good. I
1980.
needed to like get back to reality.
Okay.
Teri graduated.
Okay.
1982. I'm going to add that to the canon of our timeline.
Do you know what it said in my yearbook?
What?
That I was most likely to become a solid gold dancer.
oh my god!
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I ended up on a Love Boat.
and you
As
were, yeah.
basically a solid gold
Yes.
dancer. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
God, the Love Boat. The way I knew that she had met Warhol, I was at home once, and I always just have an old TV on in the background when I'm working,
God, how
and a
funny.
Love Boat came on, and I don't know if you remember how they would show their guest stars. It was like them in like a boat window,
porthole,
just
yeah.
their head, and I look up, and it was like Andy Warhol in the port window, and it was like Andy Warhol as himself, and I was like, what the f-? Andy Warhol's on the Love Boat? And then I watched the episode, and Teri's in it with all these other like girls. I'm like, what is
Oh
happening
my
right
gosh! Wow, your world's colliding.
now? Iconic.
Wow.
Okay, so it's 1982.
1982, they sell the drug business and they buy another company called Thiokol Incorporated. So the company now becomes Morton Thiokol Incorporated. They make cleaners, they make chemicals, and they make rocket propulsion systems. They're like really far away from your dining room table. They're still making salt, but they're in a lot of places. So they produce these twin solid rocket boosters, and they also make this little part that goes with it that is an O-ring, a rubber O-ring. And that O-ring is supposed to seal the two boosters together.
Okay.
Now, the problem was that some of the engineers at Morton Thiokol were concerned that if the O-rings got too cold, if the temperature was too cold outside, they would become too brittle and they wouldn't function correctly. So they raised these concerns to their managers. The managers are like, listen, I think we have to move forward. I'm not that concerned about it. Let's just go with it. Now, the reason it is a big deal is because these were the same rubber O-rings that were used on the Space Shuttle Challenger. And the night before the Space Shuttle Challenger launched, it got down to 8 degrees. And even though the day before, 15 engineers from Morton Thiokol were like, you guys, we need to stop this launch. The executives and NASA, and if you're not familiar, and I'm sure some of you aren't familiar with the Space Shuttle Challenger, it was a highly publicized event that was going to space, and for the first time taking a civilian. It was taking a young woman named Krista McAuliffe. She was a teacher, and I'm too young to remember this, of course.
I know exactly where I was when this happened also, which
God.
is also a crazy story.
Yeah.
So they're trying to stop it. The executives are like, what, you want us to wait till like summer? Like we gotta go.
We have the news special already lined
Everyone's
up.
out here. We're
Everything's
doing this. It had
excited.
already been delayed several times.
Wow.
And they're like, no, we're going forward with it. And 73 seconds into the flight, the O-rings failed and the shuttle exploded, killing all 7 passengers, including Krista McAuliffe, and it became a life-changing event for a generation of people around the world. I can still picture the form of the smoke that came out of the shuttle.
Do you know where I was?
No.
I was shooting my first episode of MacGyver as Penny Parker. I was on the set of the Paramount lot. It was right after the Love Boat. So this is 1985, I think, right? 86. And it was one of the first jobs I had auditioned for and got, separate. Now I'm actually an actress. I would put that in quotes. And we had taken a break from shooting to come out to this big truck where somebody had a TV of it. And we're all standing around watching, and and you're right, 72 seconds, and you're watching it, and the thing explodes, and
you don't know right away.
Yeah, and
you're
that idea of you're
what's
that doesn't seem good. What's happening? That, it's burned into my mind. That's crazy. Wow.
That's
and so
Morton
sad.
Salt.
Wow.
And those scientists who were trying to ring the alarm about it.
I know. And what sucks is they get, one of the main ones goes he kind of gets ridiculed. I think he gets taken out of his job. The company did not really suffer any major ramifications. They ended up getting a $10 million fine when people were saying they need to be charged billions of dollars. They did get sued by different people. I didn't follow up on what happened with all of those. But it seemed like it was not, they should have instantly just been something bad should have happened to them, especially since there was so much paperwork showing that they were trying to stop it.
Oh, yeah, very well documented.
Wow.
So that was something
Who knew that Morton Salt was going to take us to that?
I know.
Dude, I know.
Wow.
And as a podcaster, part of me's thrilled when I find things like that, but then part of me's devastated. And then part of me's how are you going to tell it effectively? Will you cry? And I think all of that worked out well here today.
I think that you're not going to boycott Morton Salt in protest of their part of the Challenger explosion.
They ended up separating with Thiokol about 4 years later.
Okay.
They separated. And went into airbags. And in the 90s became the largest airbag company in the world.
Guys, just stay in your lane. You don't need to do anything else.
I was
Just
gonna
do salt.
That seems also a category where people get sued. The airbag goes off when it's not supposed to, and somebody dies. And I feel like I heard that story also.
Yeah.
And while in the 90s, of course, they were still making money from salt, the bulk of the $3 billion in annual revenues came from specialty chemicals and airbags.
Oh, wow. Okay, great.
And then that's pretty much all I have. Then the story I'm winding up with, they do a lot of philanthropic work. Joy donated a large portion of his farmland to Illinois to create the Morton Arboretum.
Okay, so they're still doing trees.
Yep, so he's doing trees. I think his father had donated some, part of it or the building or something, then he expanded on that.
Nice.
Sterling gave a deed to 1,200 acres of Utah to the Nature Conservatory. There's a bunch of Morton programs to help a million different things. I do think that they do a lot of good. They donated $1 million to Chicago Museum of Space and Industry, probably trying to, make up a little bit for the Challenger.
Talk about a Hazinga.
I know.
It's
It's kind of beyond Hazinga.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I have is that today their value is at $3.2 billion, and a 26-ounce container of Morton's iodized salt costs between $1.50 and $3.
Wow.
And that's it, you guys.
Wow.
I think on YouTube we'll call this the very short story of Morton's.
But it was a good story.
That is a really
Good story.
I have
Funny.
to say, for as salt goes, I use this Morton's because it's a larger crystal, and that's the one I specifically sweat my eggplant with.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, I use Balings, which is a fine salt.
Yeah.
Or Diamond Crystal,
Diamond
which
Crystal
is
is the best
also
one.
a fine salt. And I
I use
think
what's it? The
Maldon.
Maldon. I use
well,
that a lot.
that's a finishing salt.
I just put it on everything.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
She says
But I
with
don't
judgment.
cook. Everything I'm doing is finished.
Yeah, you put all you do is finish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. Well,
What
I
was
know
that?
that's like
Okay,
no,
all right. I don't like
We're
this. I don't cut all this out.
I mean, you're supposed to season.
Turn your
throughout.
mics off.
I think we need to have a sign
Flavor
that just
flavor.
goes off brand, and yeah.
Well, now you know the story. It got a round of applause. It's the first time we've gotten a round of
That
applause from
was
an episode.
amazing.
Thank you.
This might be your Emmy award-winning episode because podcasts can get Emmys now.
I already have an Emmy.
It was
I need
pretty epic, though.
need a Grammy?
The
The
funny thing
storytelling was kind of awesome on that one.
Thank you. The funny thing is, we had kind of batted around this idea for the last year, at least in my head. I was like, I want to do Morton Salt with Teri. And a couple times I looked into it just quickly. I was like, this seems boring. And then you asked, you're like, I don't know, is Morton interesting? And I was like, of course, like, yeah, I think it's going to be, but let me double check it. And then I started looking at it, it was like, oh, wow, there is a lot of stuff. Like from Arbor Day, like all these little things that, like, who the freak knew that would be? So
Arbor Day to the shuttle.
the Challenger stuff, like my jaw dropped.
Yeah, that's
And thank God I saw it, because if I hadn't, like someone would be like, I can't believe you didn't bring up the shuttle.
And you know what? I'm all about authenticity and the connection between me and my 250 salt and pepper shakers and my cooking skill and salt is like such a good fit. So
Yeah,
that
it
made a
worked
lot of
out great.
sense.
Well, awesome. So now that you've heard this story, we always like to ask for each of us, is Morton Salt on brand or off brand for you? I'm going to assume it's on brand for all of it. I mean, I'll let you answer, but I'm assuming I know.
Well, I'm so grateful to hear that story because I didn't know that. And it is one of my favorite logos ever. And I do think I'm going to be her for Halloween this year, just to wear the yellow wig if for nothing else.
And Teri, you used to really be into Halloween, too.
I still am.
You used to do, when I very first started hanging out with you, because Emerson was still young, had these enormous Halloween parties.
Oh, wow.
Like, there'd be like a dead body in the pool, I think.
Yeah.
And, it was like pretty
I built
epic.
these big mazes. And I did love Halloween until Emerson's friends got to the age where they wanted to have sex in the bouncy house. And then I was like, I have to ixnay on the RE pay.
And I'm like, Teri, it's cool if I still come over to Halloween, right?
Anyway, so yes, I would say that Morton's is totally on brand for me.
I assumed.
I'm going to say it even more so after hearing the story.
I think I said because of the Challenger?
Only because of that. No. Because of like the role in history and like it's I knew it was like the most famous brand of salt, but it's really earned its spot as like the iconic. It's on like Mount Brandmore. The logo, the slogan, the role it's played in like getting salt to the masses, the innovation in salt, at the iodine. It's a hard on brand for me. And I do have this too, and I do like to use it for a similar thing, to draw moisture out of like zucchini or things like that too. Yeah.
I'm going to say the same thing. I think it's a big, juicy, raging hard on brand for me too. I mean, I don't cook much, but for me, because I love brands so much, I feel like it falls similarly as into branding as Coca-Cola does.
Yes.
Where it's over a century old. It's changed very little. It hasn't had to. The girl's doesn't look like a Bratz girl now with like big eyes.
She's not like
and,
taking a selfie.
Yeah, exactly. The phone, she's using the phone
She did
to
not
block
go
the
to
rain.
the Kardashian school of
She did not.
evolution.
They
No.
didn't have to do any of that, and it's just such a great logo, such a great icon, and hard.
Anything but on brand would be really disrespectful at
Yeah.
this point.
Unless if the shuttle turned you off. But even then, half of the people in the company were
Yes.
trying to stop it.
Yeah, good for them.
It's just the big fat cats that made it go.
There you go.
There you go. Hard on brand for all of us. I
It
think
was such an honor to get to be here.
Oh my God.
I'm still a little bit like a gushing, I can't believe I'm sitting here. And I know to all your fans that are as big of fans as you as I am, like I would say to you, if you're a fan, like if you ever get lucky enough to sit here and watch them do this in person, it was worth it. It's so awesome.
How surreal. Like we have Teri Hatcher and she's like a fan of ours. Wild.
I mean, well, now after she said that, I don't want people to think that we're going to invite them on. You have to have met Andy Warhol to have been a guest. You have to have at least
You
seen him.
had to have one Chopped and Great British Baking Show.
2 cooking shows.
Yes.
Been on at least 4 iconic sitcoms. One thing that we do on Off-Brand, and we won't do it here because we can do it on Off-Brand, but I thought would be interesting for you is every week we let the listeners know what's on and Off-Brand for us that week.
Oh.
And it could be anything from I think mine this week was the new Olivia Rodrigo song was on brand for me because it had me driving around North Hollywood, bopping my head, and I was listening to it on repeat. And what was off-brand? I don't remember. Taxes or something stupid. So,
Oh, okay.
would you love to tell us what is on and off-brand for you this week?
Okay, let's see, coming to my mind. Well, okay, I found out right before you house it for me this time. So when my room gets cleaned, my cat, Fig, same name as yours. I put her in another room so that the housekeeper can clean that room. And so I said to my assistant and to John, can you guys just pick Fig up and bring her 20 feet down the hallway and put her in the other room? And they both were like, no. And I was like, wait, what do you mean no? You can't pick up the cat. And she's like,
reasonable task.
no, I can't. Nobody can pick up the cat. I did not realize that I had a cat that nobody could pick up but me.
Oh, wow.
So
She will actively.
You've been protected from this knowledge.
I didn't realize. I knew she had an attitude, but I didn't realize you actually couldn't pick her up. So
Would never even try.
So my on brand, and I got it for both John and my friend Jane, is this company called Apple Paws makes these kitty squeezy tube treats where like the treats come out.
Yes,
in a
it's
little,
almost like an Otter Pop, but
yes,
it's like
it
filled
is.
with
It's
like
like
ham
an Otter
or
Pop,
something.
an
It's
Otter.
only like that long.
But it's an Otter Pop
it's
for
like juicy ham.
And so,
John's interested.
so while
I'm like, I gave them all to the cat. I'm just like,
On the
Terry,
couch.
we need more ham
So
juice.
while I was gone, they both experimented with like being able to squeeze the little treat and then like pet her. She licked it off your thumb, right?
She licked it off my thumb. It is kind of because this cat has been, no offense, I love her. She's great. I'll feed her. I'll take care of it. But she's been a bitch every time I'm around. Like you feed her and you do all you're doing is like making her life easier. And then you try to pet her and she's like, no. But then now we have these lick treats and it's kind of like, it takes 2-3 minutes to feed it to her. So you have to sit there with this thing that has hated you forever and slowly squeeze meat juice into its mouth. And she's just licking it and staring
Is
at
she
you.
forming an association that like John is meat?
Well,
and
that's
like,
what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
That
I
she's-
spent a lot more time in her room this time. So now Fig would I was writing and working, and Fig would lay down closer to me.
That feels like
so
progress,
I feel
yeah.
that's what she would say. I would send her
good.
pictures. She's like, she's on her back. That's really good progress.
it's a very vulnerable position for a cat to be in.
She's showing her vulnerability right now, John.
That's what
Squeeze some
I said.
ham into her mouth.
But don't get tricked and think you can pet her tummy.
Do not
you are
touch
not
her
there
tummy.
yet.
And she is, what's so funny with she's so always listening. She could look dead asleep. I go like this. She's like she's always paying attention.
Cats
to what's
are
going
like
on.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
actually,
all
they're
cats.
great.
I want
They're great.
sock.
That's true. Another cat is not like that.
Poor sock. She have another.
So the kitty treats that you squeeze out of the thing, specifically I'm using Apple Paws, but I know that there's a lot of company that make them.
That's
So
a
I
good
guess
tip.
that's on brand.
We have a lot of cat owners in,
Oh, okay.
in our listenership.
And
so
then
that's good.
off-brand, I'm just going to say this because I just put them on, but it doesn't even matter who makes these jeans because I've had this happen before. Okay, when you have the button fly and they don't make the button
The right size to
hole
fit through the hole.
big enough.
Yes.
And you have to
And
push
you
it through.
and I mean I have a little bit of arthritis, but I'm literally in pain trying to put my jeans on, trying to push the brass button through the hole. Today I had to get a scissors and try to open it up a little
Yes.
more so that I could get the freaking whole
I
thing.
know
You don't
exactly
have
what you
another-
mean.
You don't have another jean you could wear?
I did not want to have to.
These are the jeans
these are
she
the jeans
wanted
I
to
wanted
wear.
to wear. I bought these jeans so that I might actually be able to wear them.
It's a reasonable request.
Yeah.
I have one
I'm
pair.
annoyed. I'm annoyed
I'm-
at the buttonhole people.
Even button flies in general. I think I'm wearing Levi's, so they're button fly right now. When I'm in a hurry, I'm just like, are we really still doing button fly
I haven't
in
done a
2026? You haven't done a button fly in ages.
Not in decades. I used to, but no. Why are you getting button flies? I do have one pair.
Better question, why are they making them?
Why are they
That is
making
true.
them? Why are they making
Yeah,
them?
why are they
making
We've
them?
had zippers for
Because then
200
I
years.
have to make a choice,
Yes.
and that's the problem.
Right. I
Get
know.
a zipper. I have one pair of jeans that reminds me of the same thing. You know how you go put on your jeans, you zip up your zipper. You can always easily grab that little tab to zip it up.
Yeah.
One pair of jeans, it is designed so perfectly that tab always gets stuck down in the
wedged,
fabric.
yeah.
And I have to figure out how to get it out before.
Yeah.
And
You need a special tool like a crochet hook to get
yeah,
out.
exactly. And all my jeans look the same, so I never know when I put the pair on. And then I do, and I'm like, I have the jeans on. It makes me so mad, so I sympathize with
Yeah,
it.
those
I
are
definitely
off-brand.
relate to
That's a
that.
good
I relate
off-brand.
to that. I relate to that.
All right, well, before we go, we have to give a shout out to our Freaks of the Week. And if you don't know how to become a Freak of the Week, all you have to do is check out our Instagram on Wednesday. I post a little puzzle. If you're able to solve that puzzle and tell me what our brand is going to be that week, I'm going to send you a little freak badge that lets you know you got it right. And I'm going to add your name to the Wheel of Freaks. And then I'm going to spin that 5 times. And these are our 5 lucky winners this week. We have Monica Trong. We have Drew Solstrom. We have Catherine Chinetti, Laura M., and Dallas Witt. So congratulations. Thank you guys so much for playing the Insta Egg. I have so much fun making them. I appreciate you taking the time to play them. If you don't check out our Instagram, look at it. Check it out. Marisa does a fun little poster for every episode. We do behind the scenes thing. We may have a little behind the scenes with Teri Hatcher on there. It's just a lot of fun. And if you don't follow us on YouTube, please do that. It's free to do. It helps us out a lot. Yeah, that's it. Marisa?
While we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. We have Pablita Santos. Pablita, our friend from the Discord. She says, twice a week, must listen. On Brand has quickly become my favorite podcast. I found my way here through their appearance on Doughboys, and now I'm a Patreon freak. John and Marisa delightfully share stories and facts from some of our favorite brands. Never knew I needed to know about the guy who taste tests Honeycrisps. The magic is their unbelievable chemistry and ongoing bits, from bloaty to scabs to ice capades. There's something here for everyone. Thank you so much, Pablita. If you haven't left us a review on Apple Podcasts, please do. It boosts the show. It boosts morale. You can check out our Instagram at OnBrandThePod. TikTok at On Brand the Podcast. You can chat with John on Instagram while he's in bed in jeans with his peeps. You can play his Insta Egg game, and you can check out an episode of Off Brand every Tuesday on Patreon.
And now you can also talk to Teri Hatcher, who will be
joining the
sitting
Discord.
in her bed petting her cat.
Her number is 8.
And by cat, I mean
Damn. Well, I just want to say, Teri, thank you so much for being here. This has been such a joy for me. Like I said, we've been friends for so long, but I feel like I learned different things about you doing this because, we usually just hang out and there's other people around and we don't have just conversations.
You're looking at the spread of food to see what you can get before it gets taken.
When I started house sitting for her and still going to her parties, like being able to be like, what do I want to take home? Well, I know where the Ziploc bags are, and then I just covertly start stealing things. I know where to hide them in the house.
Oh, yeah.
That's a joy. Sitting here with you is a joy. Sincerely, thank you so much for spending your Saturday with us.
Thank you for having me.
A true pleasure.
I feel the same.
And as everybody knows, we may go off topic, but we will always be on brand.
Bye.
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 Brand.